I'm Leora Eisenstadt, Assistant Professor in the Department of Legal Studies at the Fox School of Business at Temple University. Today I'm going to be talking to you about workplace culture in the era of #MeToo. #MeToo is a term that was coined by a victim of sexual violence in 2006. It came back onto social media in 2017 when Ashley Judd and other actresses accused Harvey Weinstein of sexual assault and harassment. The #MeToo movement's largest impact has been in encouraging more and more people to come forward. That in turn has led to an increase in lawsuits and charges with the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, the EEOC, which is the federal agency that investigates and enforces anti-discrimination statutes, including harassment. In 2018, the EEOC filed 50% more lawsuits involving harassment than it did in the prior year, and it started to collect a lot more money in litigation and settlements. So $70 million in 2018 compared to $47 or $48 million the year before. And that is not even including all of the private lawsuits not involving this federal agency. So there is a lot of money changing hands involving these harassment claims as well. This means that in-house counsel departments and human resources departments are going to be more focused on this issue than ever before. They're going to be focused on harassment, discrimination, diversity issues. They're going to be looking at legislation coming out of the states about how and if they can settle these kinds of claims. And they're going to be setting litigation budgets looking at this trend going forward. So workplace culture issues, including discrimination, diversity, harassment, are sort of on the forefront of everyone's mind as a result of this movement. Companies are changing their policies to be better prepared for lawsuits, but also because they want to change their workplace culture to be more open and encouraging of employees to come forward with these kinds of claims. They want to assure employees that they'll investigate properly and that they won't retaliate against employees who do come forward. It can be very tricky to be an employee who's bringing this kind of claim forward. So if you are confident in your human resources department and in your management that you can bring this kind of claim forward without facing retaliation, then you can do that and expect to have the claim investigated and taken seriously. If you fear retaliation, many attorneys would suggest that you go to an outside counsel first. And then perhaps bring a claim to the EEOC and eventually a lawsuit. That's the clearest way to protect yourself. Employees who fear retaliation may not come forward immediately to management with their claims. And that deprives management of the ability to investigate and correct any behaviors that they find problematic in the workplace. Employees who fear retaliation and don't come to management about it doesn't mean they don't talk about it. They're probably talking about it with their coworkers, and they're sharing their anger, their fear, their emotions about it, and it's spreading those emotions throughout the workplace. That leads to inefficiencies, lack of productivity, lack of retention. It affects the bottom line. So it can spread throughout a workplace if it's not taken seriously and dealt with immediately by management. Finally, when employees suppress their claims, that gives a signal to other managers and other coworkers that this kind of behavior is tolerated. So if bad actors go unpunished, other employees and other managers see that and think this is going to be tolerated in my workplace also, which just leads to more and more harassment.